What is up, you muffin munching muggles? Welcome to Fiction and Reality. Today I've plucked out 6 of my favorite fictional worlds, all in order to answer the question of which world and the characters within them have the coolest weapons. Let's rank 6 of my favorite fictional weapons and see how a properly world-built weapon can leave its mark on a character's soul and shape a character's soul. Do not betray the Brotherhood. For number 6, I've got to go with the hidden blade from Assassin's Creed. Alright, now, I know all of you may not agree with my perfect opinion. That should be deemed as fact. I'm going to be out front and honest with you, right? The last Assassin's Creed I touched was Odyssey, and the one before that was Assassin's Creed Unity, where I think we were like tasked with assassinating Pepe Le Pew or hammering down the guillotine on some French fries or something. I don't know, something to do with French people and revolution, you know, sort of like bread and butter. I mean, who didn't love the hidden blade stealth takedowns in Assassin's Creed? Its concealment followed by a spring-loaded retractable onslaught is what cemented its legacy and made the assassin, well, feel like an assassin. The core components of a weapon, aside from its superficial nature that attaches the audience, is both its versatility and, of course, what the weapon represents, which for Assassin's Creed were the 3 tenets. Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent, hide in plain sight, and never compromise the Brotherhood. Which kind of sounds like gang activity, doesn't it?
Who's Custer?
A Custer is a buster with a C on my motherfucking crib. Something nifty on 50s.
Along with their unique and defining characteristics, such as with the hidden blade, which allowed for concealed stealth takedowns while walking the streets, every weapon should have some deeper connection to its wielder to maximize the impact on the audience. For number 5, we have Dingy from Chainsaw Man. Now we've all felt like, you know, cutting up a few things, sewing a few things in half, right? Am I right? Or is it just me? Now, yes, our boy Dingy may have got filet mignon by Katana Hands over there, right? And caught a few 2-piece McNugget combo meals from Kishibe. But that doesn't mean those chainsaws weren't putting in overtime on some devils. More than the erratic nature of the chainsaws themselves, we should understand what they ultimately reflect, which is the other half of Dingy's violent and chaotic persona. Now, we have to remember that Dingy got it out the mud, right? And before his transformation into Chainsaw Man was buried in the trenches, forced to take on his father's debt incurred on behalf of the Yakuza, thus driving him further into extreme poverty. Wait, he was 38 million yen in debt? 38? I'm going to go to the store to go get some milk, and I'm not coming back. Sorry, Pochita. Pochita is the true essence of the Chainsaw Devil who became Dingy's heart when he was on the brink of death, allowing him to transform himself from a human, suffering the inhuman cruelties of the Yakuza, into a more monstrous form that, whichever way you look at it, numbed the repressed pain and suffering of being a human and being heaved into the latter rungs of society. It was freedom, though in a more voracious and violent manner than most. The essence of a weapon dwells in its wielder's utility of it and capacity to awaken its untapped potential, as well as the efficacy with which it reflects the user's internal and external conflict. Chainsaw Man's chainsaws aren't just a hack and grind mechanism, but they're also a symbolic relic illustrating the prominence of Dingy and Pochita's relationship. And we all have some memories of swinging around a big old butch knife in the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'll be putting the old Buster Sword here at number 4. What the heck does Buster Sword even mean?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Who cares? You get to swing around a big knife and no one, and I mean no one, gets to stop you. We feel the weight of every last one of Cloud's swings in Final Fantasy. In fact, the Buster Sword itself signifies the crushing burden atop Cloud's shoulders and his journey to lay waste to Shinra with his allies from Avalanche, and of course, confront the failures of his past life. The earth-shattering strikes from the Buster Sword always make you feel like you're in control of the enemy's fate, as well as reinforces his connection to the allies of the past, preserving the sacred but fragile shell of Cloud's memories. The Buster Sword holds a special place in my heart due to its reflection of sacrifice, the passing of one's legacy to another. Though it lacks the flashiness of other weapons on the list, it's more than just an oversized blade, it's a symbol of weight, memory, and legacy. Every swing reminds us that Cloud isn't just fighting Shinra or Sephiroth, he's battling the echoes of those who came before him, carrying their sacrifices forward with every strike. Oh my god.
Oh my god! I got fucking Gjallarhorn! I got the Gjallarhorn! Oh my god, I got fucking Gjallarhorn!
Who remembers all the havoc that the Gjallarhorn reaped in the unemployment lobbies on Destiny 1? It's gotta be number 3 on this list, and here's why. Now, you see, I never had to sit on the back of the bus or anything, but...
Whoa, hold it right there.
Hey,
Where's the gun, huh? Where's the gun? Go on, get out of here.
But this weapon itself brought back the 50s and 60s segregation laws into the Destiny 1 community. And I, for one, can't say I'm innocent. Now, this exotic rocket launcher was extremely rare to get in Destiny 1. It absolutely deleted bosses' health bars and shields with its unique perk called the Wolf Pack rounds. The problem came when you didn't have a Gjallarhorn. If you showed up into a Crota fire team without the galley on deck, then you better have written permission.
Got permission?
Yeah,
Written permission from Trey Taylor?
The kids of these days just don't know. Community treated you like the disabled or redheaded stepchild kid that no one wanted on their fire team. There was two worlds, those who had and those who had not. Now, with that being said, you can't just show up to my LFG fire team on Crota with a damn dragon's breath. Like, no one sees you shooting pea pellets at Crota. Of course, that person was dealt with accordingly in my fire team. Maybe I am just like them. Sure, the Gjallarhorn sowed some rifts in the Destiny sphere, but we sure as hell can't say we didn't know why. No other weapon from that time had players fiending so feverishly to get their hands on it due to the fact of the FOMO within the community and just the joy players got from eradicating everything in their path with its Wolfpack rounds. Due to the absolute chaos and mayhem, never mind the jealousy that it brought to the gaming sphere, it's safe to say that in conjunction with the once unparalleled power of its Wolfpack rounds, it has earned its number 3 spot on my list. Whitebeard has to be number 2 on the list. He has to be, because that tremor fruit was a weapon of mass destruction, a WMD. I'm talking about a problem and we couldn't solve it. Do you realize that Whitebeard just strolled up to Marine Forward, the bows, the belly of the beast, and after blocking a single Marine sword, flipped the entire place upside down like a pancake? I mean, why are you even bucking against a man who laughs like this? Do you have a death wish? Now, we've heard the rumors of the devil fruits choosing their users and being conjoined by destiny, and what better devil fruit to portray the man who rivaled even Gold D. Roger and who was a feared member of the legendary Rocks Pirates. The fruit embodied the title of the strongest man in the world, donning him with the ability to create crushing shockwaves and seismic earthquakes that generated tsunamis. We all know that Edward Newgate's grandest dream wasn't the One Piece, but to build the cherished and loving family on the seas. His streamlined use of the tremor fruit commanded authority and respect, but also allowed him to protect that dream. Even when scrapping with Odin from Wano, we see the power of the tremor fruit on full display and find that Whitebeard's mastery of the fruit contributes to the huge disparity in willpower between Odin and himself. Aside from its destructive power, that fearful power of the tremor fruit carried the weight of a man who could split the seas in half and still carried a heart big enough to hold up his entire crew. That balance of devastation and devotion is what makes the fruit one of my favorite weapons on the list. Boy.
Get in the boat, boy. Boy. This way, boy.
She's talk about anger management issues. One of my favorite fictional weapons of all time are the Blades of Chaos, and not just because of how sick they are to sling around, lighting the enemies aflame with unrelenting combos. Those Blades of Chaos also serve as a scolding reminder of the beast that lies dormant within Kratos, that bristling rage that shears his tempered shell of the present, and unmasks the ruthless warrior within. They are the relic that divulge the diametric contrast between his Spartan's fury, an unforgiving sequence of his warrior spirit, and of course the other half of himself nurtured by his wife Faye, the disciplined legionnaire of Midgard, symbolically mirrored by the Leviathan axe transferred to him upon the death of his wife. Blades of Chaos reflect the side of Kratos he wants to bury, but also the side of Kratos imbued with the strength he needs to overcome adversity and protect his son Atreus. They are a chain of guilt seared into his soul, memories of his atrocities carved within its ore. While I love the bristling punch the Blade of Chaos brought to my experience in God of War, the narrative essence and the burdensome weight it brought to Kratos, in my opinion, was a core component in fleshing out Kratos' internal conflict between mindless mongrel and disciplined warrior, which makes him one of my favorite characters in fiction, and what makes God of War a masterpiece that will sift the sands of time. And for that reason, the Blades of Chaos are number 1 on this list of my favorite fictional weapons. I hope you've learned the importance of tying the soul of a weapon to your characters and how it pushes forward the narrative and enriches your character. Let me know in the comments what you think about the narrative weight of these weapons and why. Why do you think they're cool? Which of the 6 are your favorite and why? And where would you rank them in your own personal list? If you want more analysis of your favorite characters or fictional worlds, go ahead and smash that like button below, turn on that notification bell and subscribe for more. This channel is ever evolving and I will continue to grow and appeal to other audiences at large. Remember, the direction of progress is forward and it's only up from here. I will leave a link to my socials in the description below. And with that, remember, if you're ever lost in a forestry of words, strip your mind from fantasy and look to the window of the world, and there your mind will run free.